Good morning. You're listening to Shamelessly Shontay, and I'm your host, Shontay Lundy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Sunday, Kimberly.
Happy Sunday.
I don't think you need an introduction.
You know, I've been your co-host many times now. This is really starting to feel comfortable for me. So
And I'm really happy to hear that. So you and I both were able to participate in something very special to me.
yes.
So y'all, let me tell you about it. It's something called the CEW Honoree Award. So Miss Lundy was given a visionary award for representation. Now, at first, I felt some type of way about it because there was 5 categories: entrepreneurship, innovation, leadership, social impact, and representation.
But you fit in all categories.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that and recognizing
Yes.
that, right?
Thank you.
Because why is this organization putting Shontay Black Girl Sunscreen into representation? But let me just give you a little bit of background on CW first. They are such a prestigious organization. And when I saw that invite come through, I was so excited because 10 years ago, it wasn't representation. It wasn't diverse. It was extremely homogenous. So the fact that they were recognizing Shontay Black Girl Sunscreen for the work that we've accomplished and are currently doing, it felt great. But to be put in that category, I said, okay, well, surfacely, let's peel back the layers here. And that's what I did in my speech. The room was filled with so many people from the beauty industry: manufacturers, suppliers, investment bankers, investors, other founders, influencers. It was about 300 people. 5 of us were recognized for the work that we've done. And yeah, I pulled up to the awards with a gown.
Couture. Not just any gown. Couture.
But wait, why were Kimberly and I the only people wearing a gown? two people out of 300 wearing gowns.
Yes.
Stop it. But it was appropriate, right?
It was completely appropriate. This is a big deal. CEW is a very prestigious organization and award. So,
But you know what, though? What I noticed was in that space, the folks were trying to see how Black Girl Sunscreen was going to show up.
that's right.
How are they going to present? What does our display look like? Who is that team? And I think we showed up with excellence.
Yes, we did.
Okay. But, accompanied with that couture gown, I was looking for a pair of shoes to match this dress. Okay. It was a fuchsia dress.
Yes.
And I went into, the department stores and they didn't have my size. So I said, you know what? I'm about to go into the Zon. Now, if y'all all know me, the Zon is Amazon. Okay. And I found these shoes, a dupe, on Amazon.
Matched to perfection.
Okay.
These shoes.
Okay, so dupe culture has taken over the world in social media. It's an abbreviation for the word duplicate. And it's basically, I hate this word, but like knockoff version of high-end, pricey items. So, we see people in engaging and indulging in dupe culture. Kimberly, how are you feeling about it?
Well, now it expands beyond just fashion. It's beauty too. So you have brands like e.l.f. Cosmetics, for example, that have become known for knocking off products created by really high-end luxury brands like Charlotte Tilbury. But they do it in a way that I think is really, really nice. I mean, the products are high quality. e.l.f., for example, makes a really beautiful lip oil that I have in every shade. So it's like, when done well, I think it's okay because it gives consumers an opportunity to get good product without having to spend a lot of money. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is, these third-party companies that literally will say that they are a brand and they are not. And so they're counterfeit, they're knockoff.
Yep.
And people think they're buying a particular brand and they're spending that money and they're not. They're getting something else. And that I don't like.
And we have examples. Do you have any dupes?
I have purchased a dupe before and it was a hair care product that I thought I was buying, a branded
that's
product.
not a dupe. That's not the dupe.
But it wasn't.
That's straight up fake.
Well,
and like
yeah, that's straight
counterfeit.
up fake.
Like,
so
a dupe,
dupes.
yeah. Where you're like, oh my goodness, this table is, $2,000 at West Elm,
Yes.
and they have it at Home Goods for, $99.
I have done that before.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
Because okay. It's like, it's something beautiful, and it may be something that I didn't necessarily want to spend $2,000 on, but I still want it to look nice. And so, yes, Home Goods, I've shopped there, Amazon, the Zon, absolutely.
Okay, so we are going to get into dupes later on in this conversation. I'm excited for our guests, and you're listening to Shamelessly Shontay and Kimberly.
Hey, we're back.
Okay, who do we have with us in this lime green, lovely shirt?
Love the color.
Love the color.
Okay, super excited. Our guest today is an award-winning reporter, editor, and host based in Los Angeles. She currently serves as Glossy's West Coast correspondent, where she covers the beauty and wellness industries. She has written for Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, WWD, and Beauty Independent. Her accolades include senior beauty editor at Refinery29, founding editor of Byrdie, and founding the editorial team at Violet Grey. She won a Webby Award in 2020 for an investigation into child labor in India tied to American makeup companies as part of her Refinery29 investigative video series called Shady. Please welcome Lexy Lebsack Pink to the show.
Wow, thank you so much for having me.
I mean, what an intro.
Yes, oh my gosh.
You did some amazing things there.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Can we talk about your name really quickly?
Yes.
Lexy Lebsack.
Lebsack.
Kimberly, I heard you pause. So, Lexy, you must get this pretty often on your last name because, like, the way my eyes read it is Lebsack.
Yes.
It's so weird because my entire life it's been Lesback. That's what everyone says, and it's so weird. I don't know why the human eye inverts those two letters, but it is Lebsack. But I now say the exact same thing that my parents both say when they're spelling it to someone. They say Lebsack, L-E-B as in boy, S as in Sam, A-C-K. And it's like such a funny thing, but now it's just like, that's how I say my last name.
Lebsack.
Yeah, Lebsack.
Okay, not Lexbeck.
Right. Lebsack.
Lebsack.
Yes.
Okay, so we've clarified that up. Lexy, do you remember the day we met?
I do, yes. We were sitting next to each other at a Glossy dinner.
Okay.
And we were chatting, and I had heard of Black Girl Sunscreen for years already. But then what really piqued my interest is we were chatting, and I was like, what are you interested in right now? And you talked to me about owning your formulas.
Mm-hmm.
And it created an entire spark in my mind. And I ended up doing a big feature on formula ownership where we talked again.
Yep.
And you gave me a great interview. And yeah, just really, I was really impressed with you when I met you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I was impressed with you after I met you. Well, it's funny because I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit next to this woman. Let's see what she has to say. Because going into these rooms and these dinners, like you have no idea kind of like what you're going into, if you're even going to relate and vibe with a completely random stranger.
Dude, I get anxiety before I go to dinners. I don't love going to beauty events.
Okay.
I make myself go, but not nearly as much as I probably should. I should be networking more, but it's tough. You don't know what you're walking into.
Mm-hmm. And then we just started vibing.
Yeah.
Because we would start talking about beauty stuff, everything. And I'm a small talker. Like I could just talk. But that's really the way to get to like some of the meat. And then somebody determines if they like you or not, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so Lexy, are you an Angelino? Where are you from?
I've lived here for more than 20 years, which is crazy, but I grew up between Tucson, Arizona and Denver, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was 18, I think I mostly just wanted out of Arizona. And so I moved to LA when I was 18 and I just never left.
So I think once you spend like 10 to 15 years in a place, I think you are then like wherever you live. Like, so if you have spent 15 years in New York, then you're like automatically a New Yorker. Francis, how you feel about that? Okay, I feel the same way. So if you are not born, raised, go to middle school and high school, then you are not a New Yorker or an Angelino. I think you should go to middle school and high school.
Okay. I have spent most of my life here though.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Majority of your life, like more than the Arizona side, right?
Correct. Because I was in Denver for maybe like 4 or 5 years when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arizona then for, what would that be, like 14 years. And I've been out here for 2 decades now, which is crazy.
I heard you were an athlete.
I was an athlete.
And you still are an athlete? Like,
yeah, I would consider myself an athlete still. I feel like through my life, I've gotten into totally different modalities. But I grew up playing soccer. Was a very serious athlete, played all over the country, played in Europe like very briefly. Just had like a really great experience with it, but it was also very intense, like very intense. And so my grades sucked and I didn't focus on school at all. So when I ended my career at 18, I was like, what do I do now?
Oh.
And so I moved out here with kind of almost no plan. And I ended up taking like a good amount of time. I took gap years before I went to college because I didn't even know what I wanted to study. So,
okay. So now you're a writer though.
I am a writer now.
A journalist.
Yes.
Okay. Do you write under an alias?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Not at
Wait,
all.
why did you ask that?
Because we saw Alexandria.
Oh, okay. So my legal name is Alexandria.
Uh-huh.
And I also just got married last year. So my new last name is Pink, like the color.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep my byline, Lexy Lebsack, because otherwise it's just too confusing, I feel like.
Okay. Okay, so your name is Alexandria.
Yes. Technically, my legal name is Alexandria Pink, but everyone knows me as Lexy Lebsack, which is kind of funny.
So like low key, it kind of is an alias, right? Like you haven't thought about it that way, huh?
No, I have. I've thought about the fact that like now my legal name is like you could potentially see it and not know it's me, which is kind of funny and kind of fun.
Yeah.
So how'd you get Lexy from Alexandria?
You know, my parents wanted to give us options, quote unquote. So all of me and my siblings have longer names with a short nickname. So, Alexandria, in case I ever wanted to go by that, but I never really have. Like maybe my college professors would call me Alexandria, but then they would butcher it actually. They'd be like Alex or Alexandra or something.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's like really properly called me Alexandria.
I'm feeling Lexy though.
Thanks.
Yeah, because maybe my middle name is Alexis.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of ghetto. I mean, kind of hood. Not ghetto, but
Wait,
hood.
no, it's not.
Well, you know, in a song like, you know, you name your child Alexis, like the car, but it's not spelled like the car. So like Alexis, like A and then
Alexis.
Lexus. Mine is Lalexis, Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
Shontay Alexis Lundy, which is Sal. So I do like it, but back in the day, like in the 90s, it was like a thing to be named after a car. Anyway, y'all, I digress. Go ahead, Kimberly.
Now, Lexy, I was wondering where your passion for writing came from.
Yeah. I feel like it kind of evolved. I don't think like sort of like, you know, what I was just talking about, like I wasn't this like crazy person in high school who was like a great writer or even like a great reader or anything. I feel like I just kind of was focused on sports. And so when I ended up going into journalism school, I never really thought I'd be like a feature writer or be doing like large projects or anything. I was kind of like, well, maybe I'll go be an accessories editor at, you know, a website or a magazine or something. Like I always thought that would be really cool. And it really did just evolve. I feel like I just kept getting better and better at it and getting more opportunities to explore bigger stories. And then it kind of came later. But my relationship with it's funny because I sort of, every time I go into writing a feature, I sort of dread it. It's like this knot in your stomach and you're like, I don't know. And then when you do it, it's this, you know, when you're done, it's this like feeling of, release and like so happy and like you feel so accomplished and it's great. But that dread doesn't change.
Well, do you have a prized piece that you've written that you're like, oh yeah, this is something I'm incredibly proud of?
Yeah. I would say there was a project I did at Refinery called Shady, and it was a multimedia project. So it was videos and it was also like very long, in-depth investigative features. And I got really lucky because journalism is tough and people do not get great opportunities. You really have to like claw your way. But I got this amazing opportunity to create this show and, you know, have this great team. And I wrote about one piece that I'm really proud of is it was investigation into child labor tied to American cosmetics companies mining mica in eastern India. So we actually were able to go there and like see the kids on the ground and
crazy.
Oh my
gosh. It's crazy. And it changed the trajectory of my work. in a very dramatic way, because all of a sudden I could not shake this understanding of where products come from, where ingredients come from, the people who touch the products, the people who are impacted, the communities that are just impacted by the work in the beauty industry, and also the end of life of products. You know, you make a product, like, it has to go somewhere one day. So it kind of changed everything for me, but I'm very proud of that one.
Do you think it made an impact on the industry?
Yeah, definitely. I've gotten so many messages from brands and brand founders and people within the industry that either created, programs, or they shifted how they were doing things, or it just sort of like opened their eyes to things. And then I think the best part, though, is that I have gotten a lot of messages from young people who are either in high school or in college or just in their very early 20s, who don't really know what they want to do, and have told me that they're pursuing journalism now, and that they want to,
own your inspiration, own being a muse. Come on, Lexy, because you did that was important work.
Thank you.
I remember having a conversation with you at the dinner, and we were talking about, do we purchase products from, I call Amazon the Zon. Okay. The Zon. So we were talking about buying products off of Amazon, beauty products specifically. How do you feel about it?
It's crazy how my opinions have changed. So
From the dinner? From the dinner. So the dinner was probably about a year ago?
I can't remember what I said at the dinner.
You said absolutely not.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay.
I've come around way more. If you would have asked me this 6 years ago, a long time ago, I would have adamantly told anyone who will listen, do not buy beauty products on Amazon. Do not do it. They are not in the place of their marketplace site where they're properly getting the counterfeits and the fakes and all of the crap out of there. It's just not where you should be buying products that you put on your skin. I've really come around about it a lot, but I will only buy a product if I go to the brand's official page, and then I follow that pathway to the official product from the official brand, because you have to distribute on Amazon now as a beauty company. I think it's really important. But I do say that, like, there are so many other marketplace sites that people are buying from now that I wouldn't buy from, because I just don't think that they're advanced yet enough. Ooh. But like the Temus of the world and stuff. Like, don't buy beauty products on Temu. Don't do it. Not yet. Maybe later. Maybe in the future. No, you shouldn't.
Okay, so how do you feel about the dupe culture?
Dupe culture. I've reported pretty extensively on counterfeiting, and so I think that anything that's counterfeit, or you can't like track back where it was made, maybe don't buy that stuff. I don't know. It's just, I've just heard all the horror stories about people who have gotten skin infections, eye infections, like just nasty products. But I think the term dupe is tough, because it's like, what is a dupe? If it's just a product that was inspired by another product, but it's from a brand that you trust, like, I think that's great. It might even be the same formula.
Do you own, so not just beauty, do you own any dupes?
I mean, like, I guess it's like, what do we consider a dupe? Like, I will buy a product from like e.l.f. or NYX or.
Do we consider those dupes to what?
I mean, I think
to luxury.
Yeah, to luxury products.
Yeah,
so
like Charlotte Tilbury.
Yeah, or like the e.l.f. lip oil had a big moment over the past year, and that was a dupe for the Dior lip oil.
Yep.
So I think.
Dang, no, e.l.f. is a brand. Come on. So I'm thinking of like non-brand products that resemble, even if it's lower end and higher price. That's what I think a dupe is.
Then no, I don't buy dupes. If that's what you consider a dupe, no, not normally. Because I feel like you just don't know what's in the product, I guess. But like, if it's a product, because when I say dupe, I think about a product that's just deeply, deeply inspired by another product. But that can be from a brand you trust, like e.l.f., or it can be from a brand that you've never heard of on like Temu. And the e.l.f. I would buy, but the Temu I probably wouldn't buy.
I'm so tickled by Temu.
I just wrote a story about Temu, and that's why I'm like, I got Temu on the brain.
Okay. Kimberly.
Yes.
Sunscreen?
Yes. So what is your experience with sunscreen?
Yeah.
Do you wear it? When did you
do.
start wearing it?
Sure. Well, I'm from Arizona, so we definitely grew up wearing sunscreen, but not probably as much as I should have. In my 20s, when I first started covering the beauty industry, I got obsessed
With sunscreen?
with sunscreen because you're just inundated with all of these people, all of these experts being like, you have to wear sunscreen. You have to wear sunscreen for this whole amount of reasons. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And so I started wearing sunscreen really diligently. I've since gotten a little bit better about it, but I wear sunscreen every day.
Have you worn black girl sunscreen?
I have. I discovered it before I even met you.
Okay, so if you didn't know me, would you have worn it?
Yes, it was
Like,
before I met you.
Okay, so now we say, now you have a choice.
Okay. Yeah, no,
You
I
have a
would
choice.
still wear it.
Even if you didn't know me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
100% I would wear it.
Seriously?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'll
I
take
mean,
that.
the thing is that it doesn't really matter if you have a deep complexion, a dark complexion, a medium complexion. It doesn't kind of matter. It's like you still will get that white cast on your skin if the product isn't formulated to be without a white cast.
Yep.
Like I can't even, especially with like all of the the mineral sunscreens that came out a few years ago when that became super, super popular, and so many brands would send me their sunscreens, and I'm fairly fair, and like half of them I couldn't even leave the house. It like looks so crazy. So it's
Super crazy.
it's the white cast does impact a lot of people.
It does.
Lexy, what trends would you like to see die? Not just in beauty, but in overall.
Ooh. Silence. I don't know.
No.
I can't think of anything.
I mean, I see like pink hair, right? That's a trend. I have red hair and I like love it.
I've had pink hair in the past. It's fun. It's fun.
I've seen people talk about the eyelash like industry dying. Like is that maybe like a trend? I see certain things kind of coming back and you're like, oh no. Like jelly sandals.
Maybe it's like maybe it's like too much filler, like too much stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like when things come out, when like hyaluronic acid filler or Botox comes out, people get really excited and they like go a little bit too far. But I feel like that we will probably come back to a place where it's less of like less of a statement and less of a thing that people like. It's like a lot of people like want to look like they got filler or Botox, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, but I think that to a certain point, it doesn't really make you look better. It kind of just makes you look like, what do they say online? It makes you look timeless or ageless instead of like younger. You kind of just look like, I don't know. So maybe just like, but the good thing about that is that those things both wear off. So people can experiment with things and, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a good answer.
It's a fine answer. Brand. So
what is your favorite brand?
Ooh, I think like years ago, I probably would have like spouted off all the brands that I really like. But I think right now it's like I've been covering beauty for so long. I've seen so many brands that are very dynamic, open, and so many brands close. And I think that the brands that I really love are the ones who are pushing the boundaries in some sort of like very dynamic way. So whether that's like, I don't know, like radical transparency about like where you're sourcing your ingredients or the end of life of your products, or your marketing is really interesting and filling a white space in the market, similar to, and I would put Black Girl Sunscreen in that bucket, where you're serving a community who did not have a really amazing option. And I think the best brands and the best products, when you know them, because when they come out, you go, oh my God, why hadn't someone done that already? Why wasn't that a thing? Like, why didn't I think of that?
Why didn't I think of it?
listen, I love how Lexy did not drop a brand. I'm with you here because I don't drop brands either.
Well, because I have in the past, and then they like go under or something, and you're like, oh, or because it's a crazy industry. Right?
It really is. It really is. I heard you say something about like your most proudest piece being your investigative work. What's next for you? Do you see yourself having your own show or?
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
I started at Glossy doing more of the business feature reporting maybe like 8 months ago. I think I've been there, and it's been really great. I just took over half of the Glossy Beauty podcast.
Congratulations.
Yes, which I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
But I just recorded my very first episode, and I'll be doing that every other week now. So I'm super excited to get into audio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a ton of experience with it, so I'm very excited about that. I mean, like the dream one day would be to have another show similar to Shady, where I could like dive into some of these bigger stories, with multimedia, video, audio, features, stuff like that.
Go get them ones that are duping Black Girl Sunscreen on Amazon and popping up everywhere.
Well, you have counterfeiters, and I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
In several countries too.
Oof.
Absolutely, and trademarking our name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and I mean, some people will say like, well, what is it? When you're imitated, it's like the biggest form of like flattery.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but no, it's a lot of work. It's costing me a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we'll see something on Amazon that says like Black people sunscreen.
Oh God.
Like they renamed it, or like brown people sunscreen, or they'll have like the black packaging and it's just kind of like blank and it just says like Black people sunscreen. It's crazy.
It's crazy because the people who maybe might buy that maybe haven't tried your product yet.
Okay.
And so then their first experience with what they think is your product is potentially a negative, because when the dupes and the counterfeiters come on with these products, like they don't care what's in them. They don't care at all. Like it might
just
not
wanna make
even
money.
it might not even be sunscreen in there. It might just be like lotion.
Lord.
Truly. I mean, like the things, I could talk about counterfeiting all day, but the things that are
Lexy.
counterfeit on the internet are crazy. They counterfeit everything. They counterfeit engine parts for airplanes. They counterfeit malaria medication.
Yes,
Like
stop.
it's crazy out there. And so beauty doesn't get, I think, the right amount of attention when it comes to counterfeiting, because I mean, there's a lot more.
Listen, I went down to
things.
Mexico real quick and I walked into the pharmacy and it was like, hey, we have Xanax, we have Ozempic.
No.
I'm like, huh? Why are you asking me
No.
if I want to purchase this stuff?
There was this big investigation in
Yeah.
the LA Times maybe like a little over a year ago, where they went to pharmacies in Cabo, Cancun, Tijuana, all the places.
All like the touristy places,
touristy
yeah.
places, and even the big pharmacies, like the name brand pharmacies. They went in there, you can Google it, LA Times, but they basically went in and they bought all of these products and they tested them.
And they were not legit.
It was like a crapshoot. Like some of them were, but most of them were not, I think.
Oh no.
It's
Y'all,
crazy.
When y'all go down to Mexico, be careful, okay?
Careful. You have to just be careful. Everyone's trying to make a buck, and it's a whole thing.
Lexy, we're going to play a little game with you.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, have you seen the questions?
No.
Okay, good.
Uh-oh.
It's a little game of this or that.
Okay. Great.
So I'll start off. Heels or ballet flats?
Ballet flats.
I knew you were going to choose that one.
Mhm.
I love being right. Okay, mascara or eyeliner?
Oh, mascara.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Mhm.
Netflix or Hulu?
Oh. Maybe Netflix. I don't know. I kind of watch both though.
It's hard to choose sometimes.
Yeah.
Like whatever program is on
Right.
on the the
Yeah.
app or whatever that is. Yeah. Okay. This is a good one. I think this is a good one for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
A bad hair day or a bad makeup day?
Oh, a bad makeup day? I feel like hair is more important than makeup, like generally speaking. I don't know.
I agree.
I agree, actually.
I agree.
Okay. High-waisted pants or cargo pants?
Ooh, you know what? I'm loving cargo pants lately.
I was wrong.
All the things that we
And that was
wore,
a cargo girly.
all the things that I wore in high school are back.
Are coming back.
And my niece, who's 18, is wearing them and buying them at the flea market, and it's weird. It is weird.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this one too. Red lip or nude lip?
Oh, right now in my life, probably a nude lip. But I love a red lip though as well.
That's why I thought you were based off your pictures.
Yeah, I do love a red lip, but I haven't done one in a minute.
So am I coercing your answer to go to red? So
Okay, fine, it's red. Oh, are you guys like keeping track?
No.
No.
Okay, red lip.
Okay. Eating out or ordering in?
Probably ordering in.
Same for you too?
Yeah, ordering in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Arizona or Cali?
Oh, California.
Yeah. Sometimes when you leave, you just can't even imagine going back.
Yeah. I could see myself going back to Colorado, which is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful states. But just because California can be kind of a pain sometimes. It's so crowded. It's so expensive. It's the whole thing. But I don't think I'll ever go back to Arizona, though. It's too hot.
Yeah, it's too hot. Ugh,
Nothing to do.
too hot. Okay, Instagram, TikTok, or Pinterest?
Instagram. I downloaded TikTok, y'all, like a year or two ago, and I looked at it, and then I looked up, and like 3 hours had passed, and I deleted it. I was like,
So you don't have the app? No?
You
I pegged you for Pinterest.
Oh, yeah.
Only because-
Rude.
I pegged you for Pinterest only because I think that you like fashion and style, and there's like a lot of inspo on Pinterest. So I'm like, I think she...
I think Instagram really like usurped Pinterest because you can save images now on there. And so my Virgo-ness comes out, and I have all of my like fashion, beauty, work ideas, food.
Yeah.
I have it all like saved on Instagram. That's probably what I use Instagram for the most, honestly.
Okay. I wasn't like so wrong.
No, you weren't
Yeah,
so wrong.
like my line of thinking.
No, you. I don't know. It's like Pinterest girly.
DIY. Decorate it yourself. So
I'm not crafty.
so misspelled or mispronounced?
Oh. Misspelled is worse, I think. But also, like, in my line of work, like, misspelling something is rule number one. Yeah.
Well, Lexy, that's it for this or that.
Oh, yay. Okay,
Yeah.
that wasn't hard.
No,
Yeah.
it was fun though, because
Yeah, it
we
was fun.
just got to know you. Thank you so much.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you for I feel so honored.
Oh.
You've had such great guests. I feel so honored. Thanks
And
for
you're
having
just
me.
as great.
That's right.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to give the camera a little heart?
Yes.
Yes. All right, Lexy. Lebsack.
Lebsack.
Lexy Pink.
Lexy Pink. You can do Lexy Pink.
Lord, it's not even intentional.
I wonder what that is. It's everybody. Anyway,
Thanks again, Lexy.
thanks for having me.
Bye. And Kimberly, what's happening on Black Girl Sunscreen?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So sunscreen season is in full effect, right? So
Yep, it's
we
full
are
effect.
here to celebrate. We have something special we'd like to do for our listeners. So head over to at Shamelessly Shontay and leave a comment stating your favorite Black Girl Sunscreen product on our last post. We will be giving away some free sunscreen to one lucky winner. So good luck, you guys. Let's go.
Okay, and while you're there, click that blue button, like follow, because we have like 2 followers, and we would just love your support, okay? Shamelessly Shontay. And you're listening to Shamelessly Shontay.